Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It is Friday, and we are here in the Marketing Coffee House just to chill out a little bit. Um, Give me a moment to get this up on my other screen. Probably should mute that so we don't get sound coming through both ways. And I'm just going to give a few, people a chance to log on here. Okay, here we go. It always takes me time to get this on Facebook. Okay, so I got you guys up on Facebook on the one side. Got my mug on the other side. It's coffee house. We relax in here, no pressure. Format is the same as always. So I'm gonna share some ideas and thoughts. Open it up for conversation. Anybody that has questions, feel free to go ahead and put that in the chat so that I can address those during the presentation. And we can have a nice interactive discussion. So welcome to everybody that's joining live, and also those of you that are watching the replay. Feel free to also enter your comments and I'll address those, and people can also chat about it. It's a conversation. It's not meant to be me just monopolizing everything. So anyway, all right, so let's get to it. So today we're talking about email marketing best practices. So there's a couple areas that I want to talk about, and then open it up for conversation discussion. So the first thing is, the number one thing in email marketing is building your list and collecting valuable email addresses. And we're going to talk about that in a minute. Number two, maintaining your sender reputation. And number three is, make use of your list once you have one to engage with your prospects and customers. So, your list is going to be two things. And as you see, if you look back at some of the other videos, the list is more than just a list. So you might have in your email program a list of customers, a list of prospects, and those prospects might be different types of prospects that you maybe captured in a different way or whatever. So, we're not talking about just one list. So, all right, so collecting email addresses. So the best way to collect email addresses and get good, valid email addresses is by using a capture form. So what I mean by valid email addresses is we're not looking for gathering a list of email addresses of people that are never going to engage with us. So do not buy or purchase email addresses. I don't recommend it for building your business. You want to build your list organically. You can do that with capture forms. Okay, I talked about the SendPulse program last week that I use. And you can create capture forms that you can put on your website, but you can also create a form and send somebody directly to that form. So you don't have to have a website, you don't have to have a blog to do this, okay? So you have various kind of capture forms. You can have pop-up forms on a blog, you can have a form on your sidebar, or you can have the form that you just send somebody directly to that form. And you would do that most likely via some type of social media marketing. So, what you could do is, let's say that you don't have a website right now, but you still want to try to start a list, right? So you create a nice little post for Facebook and say, et cetera, et cetera. This is what I'm doing, check it out, and sign up. And I believe we talked in the past about also maybe, giving away a freebie. Hey, if you give me your email address, I'll give you this PDF. And I see Bandora watching, and I know that you have some books that perhaps you could give away in exchange for an email address. So, that would be something that you could do to collect addresses. So you want to, once you collect those, then we start emailing to these people because, of course, it is email advertising, right? So, but you want to send, and this is where now we're getting into part 2 about protecting your sender reputation. Do not send garbage to your list. It's a very quick way to, number 1, have people unsubscribe and disengage. And number 2, it's a very quick way to get flagged for spam. And if your domain gets flagged for spam and you get a rating, you're going to have a very difficult time delivering emails to people. So let's see. Pandora says, this is actually what I wrote. This is actually why I wrote the book. It was really supposed to be just a freebie for their email. Perfect. So I would think, I know that there's a little backstory with Pandora, and I know that you're also selling that book, but I would imagine you could give it away too if you wanted to. So yeah, some type of PDF that you write. It's not hard to do, that you write, and you know, it's maybe an accounting topic or something about taxes or bookkeeping or how long you should keep your records, whatever. Something that's valuable that you can give away in exchange for the email address, right? So, but your sender reputation, don't send them garbage. Don't send them stuff that is not in line with the reason that they originally signed up for your list. I've probably said that 1,000 times. So if Pandora puts out an ad and says, hey, sign up for my list to get, you know, information about bookkeeping, and you're also going to get this free book that I wrote, okay? So then once people sign up for Pandora's list, she can send them emails on a regular basis about bookkeeping, or maybe a special that she's running this month, or something like that, to keep people engaged, and also to sell to them too. And I believe there was a previous video about the email series and what you should have in that. So what she would not want to do is send them stuff about making candles. You know, I don't know. Or maybe she's got this side business that has to do with, you know, health products. You know, you're not going to send your bookkeeping list information about vitamins. So I think that I think I beat that horse enough. And then make use of your email list then to engage. So you want to send useful information on a regular basis, valuable information. You want your list to be such that when they see your name on the email, they know it's going to be something good that they want to read. Because how many emails do people get throughout the course of the day? And how many just go right to delete? And people don't even look at them. So you need to build your reputation with your list members as someone that's going to provide value to them. And as you're providing value, you can also sell to them. Hey, here's this, you know, really valuable information about bookkeeping, and oh, by the way, I'm running a special this month for QBO users or whatever. The topic of this today isn't really about the content of the email, it's just about doing it. So kind of to summarize, a couple things. So we're talking about email marketing best practices. So the first thing is you want to organically build your list. It takes time to do that, so you need to be patient. Number 2 is you want to provide value to your list members and keep yourself, keep your sender reputation very high. So don't send junk. And number 3 is always be engaging with your list. I know for my list or some of my lists, I have multiple lists. If I have a new blog article that's in line with, you know, with their topic, then I'll say, hey, here's a new article about ABC or whatever. It's on my blog. Go ahead and look. And you know what? When they go to my blog, then I have stuff on the side, you know, about my accounting practice and about Accounting and Marketing Crossroads program. So, you know, that it's all marketing. It all goes together. So a couple of things. after I answer Nicole's question. Can you talk about your timeliness? When should you send articles? When do you follow up? How often do you engage? All right, first I'm going to be honest. I don't know if there's a critical time frame of how often you should space out the letters. So, but let me tell you a couple of things that I do know. Depending on the nature of the sign up, why did you sign them up in the first place? Is going to, in some ways, gear. So here's kind of the evolution of what might happen, Nicole, is you have a list that says, hey, check out my services regarding providing an accounting procedures manual for your best practices. And to get information about accounting procedures in general. Okay, I don't know, I'm winging it here. So they sign up for that list, right? So the first email you're going to send immediately when they sign up is this PDF that you wrote, a brief PDF about accounting procedures. Then typically the rule of thumb is somebody has to hear from you 7 times before they'll take action. So what I normally do is I send them an email every day if that's the nature of that campaign. You know, every campaign isn't intended to send an email every day. But if they do, if the nature of that campaign is to get them to buy, I'm going to send them 7 emails, probably 3 or 4 day after day, and then I'll space the last couple out so that maybe they get all 7 over a period of 2 weeks. And during that email series, you're going to be building credibility, providing value, and asking for the sale. Now, once you've exhausted those 7 emails, those people are still your list members. And they're still your list members related to accounting procedures, right? That's why they signed up. So I would try to send them something that think about your own self and how often you get emails from people. I would try to send them some type of useful information at least once every couple weeks. And it doesn't have to always be selling. It probably shouldn't always be selling. But you want to keep yourself top of mind with your list members. So, you know, once every couple of weeks, try to send them something. And until that person unsubscribes, they were always your list member. And it is always fair game to send them emails relevant to the topic of why they signed up. So, I don't know if that was a little bit of a backwards way to answer your question. Hopefully that helped, though. So a couple things I do have to help you guys is I have my email list challenge, and I'm going to go ahead and post the link for that in here. You know, it's something you can do, you can not do. It's just a good way to familiarize yourself with the back office of the email sending program, and you know how some of the emails are organized and things like that. So I have the email list challenge I'm going to put in here. Good, glad to hear that, Nicole. And then I also have a link, which is really where I kind of took this content for today's topic. I have a link to the article, Email Marketing Best Practices. And that goes way in depth. There's examples of capture forms, examples of emails in there. So I'm going to put that link in here for you guys too. And hopefully, you know, between those 2 things, that will help. And certainly, like, as always, you know, feel free to ask additional questions in the group, in this thread. And yeah, I guess that's about it. So once I sign off, I'm going to put those links in here. Thank you guys so much for coming today. And I look forward to seeing you guys next week. So have a good weekend.